Out of the over 250 Guinness World Records I've done, this is the hardest record I've ever broken. The longest duration juggling. My name is David Rush, and I try to break a Guinness World Record every week. Come on! The previous record was 12 hours, 5 minutes. But before I get into that, let me address the title. The world's best juggler? I do need to add some qualifiers because the juggling community is too big and best is too small. Juggling legend Arthur Lubel suggested most boring juggler, or perhaps the longest lasting juggler. Here's my claim. I'm the world's best 3-ball cascade juggler, and I have all the records to back it up, starting with the world's fastest juggler. Most juggling catches in a minute with a 3-ball cascade, 502. Also the world's slowest juggler with the fewest juggling catches in a minute, 22. My heart rate went up to 185 during this attempt. I also have the record for the longest duration blindfolded juggling, 32 minutes, 7 seconds. When I originally broke it, it was 6 minutes, 34 seconds. Now the record for the most juggling catches in 1 minute blindfolded, 454. Most juggling catches while on a unicycle in a minute, 450. Stop. Most consecutive blindfolded juggling catches on a unicycle, 464. I also have the record for the most juggling catches while on a balance board in 1 minute, 405. The longest duration juggling on a balance board, 2 hours, 39 minutes. The longest duration juggling while standing on a Swiss ball, 52 minutes. The longest duration juggling on the backs of the hands, 8 minutes. I also have the furthest distance juggled on foot, 29 miles, 116 laps around the track, about 5.5 hours without a drop. And no one could feed you food or water. That was the longest I'd ever juggled before I attempted this record. The furthest distance traveled juggling on a unicycle, almost 31 miles. That was painful on the seat. The furthest distance traveled juggling on an electric unicycle, about 35 miles in 2.5 hours. That was painful on the feet. The fastest 100 meters juggling blindfolded, 16.33 seconds, and you have to stay in your lane. That one is virtually impossible. The fastest mile juggling blindfolded, even though I had about 10 drops, still ran it in 7 minutes, 54 seconds. The furthest distance traveled on foot while juggling 3 objects blindfolded, about 1/3 of a mile. I also have the record for the most bowling balls juggled, 3. No one can do more than 3 10-pound balls for more than 30 seconds. The most bites taken out of 3 apples in 1 minute while juggling them, 164. So many bloody lips. I also have the record for the most consecutive axe juggling catches, 2,919. My arms just about fell off. And now, for the hardest record I have ever broken, the longest duration juggling. The previous record was 12 hours, 5 minutes. The first time I attempted this record, about 3.5 hours into the attempt, my wife sent a note from the hospital saying she wasn't coming home until we had a baby. I was doing the math in my head to see if I could wait it out for 9 hours. I couldn't. The second attempt, I made it 10 hours, 53 minutes before 2 balls collided and the attempt was over.
No! Well,
About an hour and 13 minutes short of the world record. I was devastated for a brief moment, and then a growth mindset kicked in. This is going to be a great story, and I wanted to attempt it right away, but I'd pulled a muscle in my arm and I couldn't. On the third attempt, I made it 10 hours, 27 minutes, and then there was a ball on the floor. And I was asking myself, why is there a ball on the floor? I couldn't figure out what had happened. I watched this video back in slow motion, and I was like, what's going on there? Frame by frame analysis. My hand goes up, it comes back down with a ball in it. After 125,000 throws, I simply forgot to throw a ball.
Darn.
That was as long as watching the Titanic, taking a transatlantic flight without stopping juggling, now twice, and no record. On the fourth attempt, I realized I was getting dizzy with vertigo from the repetition. Drinking fluid helped, so I consumed over 3,000 calories of high-protein chocolate milk, chocolate protein powder, and high-protein milk through a Camelback. I got so nervous after 10.5 hours that I was shaking. After 2 failed attempts at that point, I had the AC turned down to 67 degrees because my body was burning up from the exertion of 150,000 throws. I listened to a book on tape and practiced my speech to pass the time. And I also looked at the cameras, the red flashing lights to make they were going. I was watching the laptop that was live streaming the attempt so I could see the clock, how long I'd gone. I was locked in as I approached 12 hours, 5 minutes. I kept my eyes fixed on the balls. And then I broke the record at 12 hours, 5 minutes.
Oh!
Did you break it?
I done did, buddy.
I could finally relax. I went another hour and 5 minutes, and after 13 hours, 10 minutes, 2 seconds, I finally dropped a ball, ending the attempt. Come on! If you want to follow my other world record attempts, hit like, hit subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.
Hey there, folks. It's David Rush going for the Guinness World Records title for the longest duration juggling. Current record is 12 hours, 5 minutes. On 3, 2, 1, go. You hit it, Peter?
No.
All right, good. Uh-oh, stop!
Come on!
Woo! What are we at? 13 hours, 10 minutes?
And with that, I am now making claim that I am the world's best 3-ball cascade juggler. If you want to follow my other world record attempts, hit like, hit subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.